What's up, everyone? I hope you're doing well tonight on this little bit of a rainy afternoon, but we've had some great sunny days over the weekend that I hope you've been able to get outside and enjoy. We've got a great night in store for you. We've got a brand new segment that I think you'll like, kicking us off tonight, and at the end of the night, we're going to reveal our winners of our Trick Shot Challenge. We had some great submissions, and we're going to let you see all of that, and then we're going to show you, or we're going to announce who the winner is. So our first segment tonight is inspired by the great Jimmy Fallon. So our first segment is called Thank You Notes. Go ahead and take a watch at this video.
Thank you, quarantine, for making me go to my pantry 26 times each day, hoping there will be something new all of a sudden. Thank you, quarantine, for letting me sleep until noon every day. Thank you, quarantine, for extremely low gas prices. Too bad I can't drive anywhere. Thank you, quarantine, for helping me understand why my dog gets so excited when he sees someone walking by on the sidewalk. Thank you, quarantine, for teaching me how to spell quarantine. Thank you, quarantine, that screen time is now a requirement. Thank you, quarantine, for helping me realize that it's definitely possible to eat an entire bag of chips in one sitting. Thank you, quarantine, that it's the beginning of May and the Boston Red Sox still haven't won a single game. Thank you, quarantine masks, for making unlocking my phone with my face impossible.
Alrighty, I had a little too much fun with that one. Also, sorry about the lights. Every time I move, the camera wants to make it a little bit darker or brighter. But in all seriousness, there are a lot of funny and sarcastic things that we can be thankful for. But this week, I don't know if you know, is Teacher Appreciation Week. And all of your teachers I know have been working hard, no matter what school that you go to be able to keep you going with your schooling through the end of the year and making sure that you can get the best education you can. So this week, make sure that you thank your teachers for all that they're doing for you. Also, just a little bit of a hint here, just to warn you, but just a reminder that Sunday is Mother's Day. Do not forget that Sunday is Mother's Day. We're going to challenge you to do something special for your mom this Mother's Day weekend. And on Friday, we'll post a challenge for you where you can use a hashtag and tag us in what you've done for your mom, and you can share it with us, and we'll celebrate your moms together this weekend, especially on Sunday. All right, we are going to jump into our second segment, which might take us a couple minutes to get into, but we're going to play a game, and the game we're going to play tonight is Kahoot. I know many of you have played this before. We played it actually the first time we did Youth Group Live, and we had some glitches because that was my bad, but tonight I think we've got it all right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to open up Kahoot. That is the Kahoot join pin. So what you need to do is go to kahoot.it. Go to kahoot.it on your browser, your computer, your phone, whatever you want to go to, kahoot.it, and type in the game pin 1998471. It's going to take everybody a couple minutes to get in, so bear with us as we jump into Kahoot, and I'm going to let you guys work on getting signed up. And once you get in, you create a username that everybody will see. Make sure it's appropriate, and we'll get everybody all logged in to Kahoot. I don't see anybody. Oh, there we go. All right, welcome guys. Welcome Claire. Welcome Brock. I believe that's Brock. There we go. Now everybody's starting to come in. Here we go. Oh, also, by the way, just a reminder that there will be a prize potentially for the winner. If you remember last time, Julie played a game at the end for a chance for you to win something, a special prize pack. So you're going to make sure that you win Kahoot and then cheer on Julie at the end of our time tonight. And we're going to have a chance for you to win a prize pack for this week. All right, we got 15 people in and 16, and we're getting there. How many do we have on? I just want to make sure the numbers are good. Okay, so we got around 30. So we're waiting for about probably about 12. Oh, Julie's jumping in. All right, all right. I don't think she can. She's not looking over my shoulder at all the answers. So, alrighty, I'm gonna give it about 15 more seconds, and then we're going to make sure everybody can jump in, and then I am going to start the game. Good to see the Venturinis here tonight. All right, I'm going to start the game in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and starting. Alrighty, guys, this is a Cinco de Mayo version. What does Cinco de Mayo mean? What does Cinco de Mayo mean? 5 cents, the 5th of May, 5 types of mayonnaise. The sink is full of mayonnaise. Answer the question. It's not going to record people's answers. I got to get everybody caught up first. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. I've got to get everybody caught up because that was actually my bad. I messed up. Everybody. I apologize. Shoot. How do I change? I apologize about this, everybody. We're a little behind on live and the... No, I don't want that. Okay, all right. We'll get it, guys. We'll get it. All right. So let's... hopefully you get in real quick, and hopefully this will keep working for all of us. I know a bunch of you weren't able to get into it. So let's try this. Let's try question number 2. Let's try question number 2. What does Cinco de Mayo celebrate? What does Cinco de Mayo celebrate? The date that the Mexican Army's victory over the U.S., the date of the Mexican Catholics' religious feast, the date of the Mexican Army's victory over France, or none of these? Shoot. So basically they have 5 seconds to answer. Alrighty, guys. Let me just try and change one more setting because you're only going to have about 5 seconds to answer. You know what? I'm going to come back to this and fix it for everybody, okay? Yeah, I'm sorry about that, everybody. I am going to ignore the podium. I apologize. I apologize, guys. I'm going to get that fixed so that we can play it later. Kahoot, I got to change the settings to... Alright, guys. Sorry about that. We're going to come back to Kahoot. And I will fix it in a second. Something about the timing is a little bit off, and I want to make sure that everybody can answer the questions the best way that they can. All right, so we are actually going to jump to our next part. We're going to come back to Kahoot because that was my bad. I want to make sure everybody can make sure they can answer the questions because it was only giving you about 5 seconds that you could answer that you had, so you had to kind of really pay attention. That's just not fair for everybody. So while I am going to fix that, we are going to have our next segment, which is our mystery guest. We started this segment last week, and it's a segment that we have the opportunity to bring on a mystery guest and talk to us for the week and just share something personal about their lives, what they've been doing, tell us a little bit about themselves. Last week was our Wednesday night small group leader, Mrs. Michelle Ryan, which, by the way, if you can, in the chat, it is Mrs. Ryan's birthday, so she would appreciate a birthday shout out, so happy birthday, Mrs. Ryan. But our mystery guest tonight is the one and only Pastor Tim Jordan, who is the lead pastor of Calvary Baptist Church. Check out and watch this interview that I did with him last week. All right, so we are here with Pastor Tim Jordan, the lead pastor of Calvary Baptist Church. Pastor Tim, how long have you been at Calvary?
I've been on the ministry team since 1976, so it'll be 44 years, 1st of June.
What were some of the all different positions that you've held at Calvary while you've been here?
I started as a youth pastor, became a singles pastor, outreach pastor, general associate pastor. That all happened within 10 years, and then the senior pastor for 34.
Gotcha. Awesome. How many kids and grandkids do you have?
5 kids, all married, 18 grandkids.
18. What do you love most about being a pastor?
I love word ministry, whether it's preparing to preach or teach, preaching or teaching, even counseling. When it comes to explaining God's word to people, that floats my boat.
Yeah. What here on the opposite side of that, what is the hardest part for you about being a pastor?
Stuff. Admin stuff. That sucks the life out of me.
So you like the people, not so much as the stuff.
The stuff, yeah, no.
I guess it's better that than the other way around. Yeah. What are you looking forward to the most about retiring? Some of you might know Pastor Tim is retiring from being lead pastor here at Calvary at some point during this summer. So what is something that you're looking forward to after this step?
What I hope for is to be able to reconnect and get involved in word ministry without all the stuff. Mm-hmm. So not a full-time position, but I'd love to be able to have a little more time with friends and family, particular family, but also be involved in ongoing ministry where I can minister the word, study, preach, teach, counsel, but not have to do a lot of meetings and a lot of stuff.
All right, last one. If there was one thing that you could do on, say, your day off, nothing church-related, nothing work-related, if there's one thing you could do, what would it be?
If it's the right time of year, it would be to hunt deer.
Awesome. I'm guessing with your grandkids as well.
That's fun. Yeah, that's fun.
All righty. Thank you, Pastor Tim, for joining. All righty, everybody. I hope I didn't cut that off too short. I think I got to the end of it. I wanted to make sure it looked okay. But thank you, Pastor Tim, for talking with us this week. If some of you might know, but Pastor Tim is retiring in the middle of June. So we're so thankful for Pastor Tim and his wife Marilyn's service and ministry here at our church at Calvary, and we will miss them a lot when they leave us. But we're so thankful for them, and we hope that we will get to celebrate with them at some point together in June of all that God is doing in their lives. Right now, I still haven't fixed Kahoot, so we're going to jump into our teaching time for the moment. We're going to jump into our teaching time. And tonight, we're going to jump back into our series where we've been in our study of church matters. And we've been talking about how the church is not a place, but the church is a people. And we've talked how that is significant in how the church functions and what Jesus commands the church to do, that he commands it to be a people and not a place, and how that plays out into our lives. And so tonight we're going to shift away from that just a little bit, from a people to what do we do when the people gather? What are some aspects of when the church gets together and gathers that we would on a regular time if there wasn't a pandemic happening? And tonight, that thing that we're going to talk about is baptism. Now, before we jump into some of the different passages of Scripture we're going to be looking at tonight, I wanted to share about my first week playing college soccer. My first week playing college soccer. So in college sports, you have a preseason. And because college soccer takes place in the fall, we had to be there a week before everybody else. So it was just the fall athletes who were there on campus, training, volleyball, guys soccer, girls soccer, one of the tennises was going. And so we're there for a week. And obviously, it's my first time at college. I'm a freshman. I'm really nervous. I just moved into my dorm. So that first weekend was just pretty crazy, and it was a whirlwind to me. And then came Monday. And on Monday, for that whole entire week, we had 2 3-hour practices, one in the morning and then one in the afternoon. And then, but before we had those 2 practices at like 6 o'clock, we had a 3-mile run that our team captains organized together, which was not fun at all. Also, side note, it turns out that week in August was one of the hottest weeks ever recorded for Pennsylvania in the month of August. So it was a brutal week. It took a lot of commitment for each and every one of us to get through that week. And when you go to play a sport in college, there's this thing that you sign called a letter of commitment. Basically what that letter of commitment is you saying that I am committing to play this particular sport at this particular college, and that I will show up to games, I will show up to practices, and I will work my hardest to be a part of this team. So you can take that letter as a sign of commitment. But what does actually committing to that team mean? It means showing up to that first 3-mile run at 6 o'clock in the morning. It means gutting out those long afternoon practices in the hot sun. And baptism is something that we've seen and heard from before. So I want to walk through briefly what baptism is and then land on some application, because I think that's where most of us struggle. And so because probably many of you are wondering, what's the point? Or why do I need to be baptized? I'm already saved. I'm already going to heaven. What's the point? Well, we're going to answer that as we walk down through our study of baptism tonight. So the first question I want to quickly talk through is, what is baptism? In short, baptism is this. Baptism is an outward sign of an inward change. Baptism is a symbol or a declaration of what Jesus Christ has already done in your life. And this is displayed in the book of Acts, and it's also commanded by Jesus to his followers before he went back to heaven. Listen to what Acts 2:41 says. It says, "Those who accepted his message were baptized, and about 3,000 were added to their number that day." Acts 8:12 says, "When Philip proclaimed the good news about the kingdom of God in the name of Jesus the Messiah, men and women believed and were baptized." This is a clear command from God. Jesus commands his followers. Notice the order of what happened. They believed and then were baptized. That's going to be important, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. This is also a command from Jesus. He commanded his followers in Matthew 28, 19, and 20, to make disciples. And they were to make disciples by going, by teaching, and by baptizing other believers who accepted the message and the teaching of Jesus. Also, baptism doesn't save us. Think about a wedding ring. A wedding ring does not make me married, not legally anyway. But if I took my wedding ring off and threw it into a river, my wife would not be happy. Why? Because my wedding ring is a symbol of our marriage. And to throw it away would symbolize to throw away a marriage. It is an outward sign of an inward declaration or change. That's briefly what baptism is. And the next question that's going to be very short is, how should we get baptized? Some of you might have grown up where baptism was simply a sprinkling. We believe at Calvary that the Bible clearly teaches that baptism is by immersion. That simply means that we dunk you underwater. And one of the reasons that we believe that is because the word for baptism in Greek is baptizo. And baptizo literally means to submerge under water. So that's why we at Calvary dunk the individuals that we baptize. So, also, going into that, there's thinking about the order again. That's important. If you look back to these passages in Acts, it tells us who should be baptized. It says they believed and were baptized. So the question who should be baptized is simply answered by those who have already placed their faith and trust in Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. That's who should be baptized. The order is very important there because baptism doesn't do anything to save you. It is simply, again, an outward expression of an inward change that has already taken place in our lives. If you go back to my story about my first week playing college soccer, at the end of that week, at the end of preseason training, on Friday night after practice, we all got together as a team and coach handed out jerseys. And we got to pick our jersey numbers. And that's when we got our uniforms and we could take them back to our room and, put them away nice, keep them safe. And that's where we had a symbol of our membership on the team. It didn't make us a part of the team, but when we put that jersey on and we stepped onto that field, every single person watching knew that we were on the team because we had our jerseys on. It's an outward symbol of an already existing reality. And again, that's what baptism is. So the last question, and the biggest one tonight, is why should I get baptized? And as we mentioned, it's a command from Christ, so we should obey Christ in what he calls us to do. Also, it is a declaration. It's a declaration of you standing up in front of your friends, your family, and many of them possibly unsaved, and saying that I am not ashamed of the gospel. I am not ashamed of what Jesus has done in my life. Look at Romans 1:16. It says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because of its power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes." By getting baptized, you're saying, I want everyone to know about this message of hope that has changed my life. That is what baptism is saying. So, if you're a follower of Jesus, my question for you is, what's holding you back? Maybe you're nervous. Back in February, I think it was February, the middle of February, we had 4 7th grade girls get baptized. And I can tell you that the first time we met to talk about baptism, they were very, very nervous. But you know what? We walked through it with them. And we helped them be able to shape and craft and tell their story in a compelling way to share and show the love of Christ and describe what Jesus has done for them. And that those stories are a powerful testimony to the gospel and how Jesus has changed our lives. So if you have any questions about getting baptized, please send me a message. I would be happy to talk through those questions with you. Or maybe the second reason that's holding you back is because you're not a follower of Jesus. And so I would just encourage you to think about the things that we've talked about tonight. Reflect on what Jesus has done. Jesus came to seek and to save the lost. He came to give hope. He came to heal the sick, not just physically, but spiritually, and to deliver us from our sin. And if we simply turn to Christ away from our sins and trust that he saved us, then he will change our lives. He will make us a follower of him. So if you have any questions about what it means to be a follower of Jesus, please, again, send me a message. I would be happy to talk through it with you and explain it to you more. I know that there's not many of you, but there are a couple of you who are currently going through the process of applying to be baptized, and that's amazing, and we can't wait at some time soon to celebrate you taking that next step. So we're so thankful that you're able to do that, and we're going to dunk you as soon as we get back to our regular Sunday gatherings. So what's my challenge tonight? My challenge is simple. If you're already a follower of Jesus and you haven't been baptized, ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. Seriously consider Jesus' command to be baptized. Again, we're so thankful that some of you have already taken that step this year, and we've celebrated that, and we're so thankful that some of you will. If you would like to be baptized, please send me a message, and we sorry about that, guys. My camera just blanked out. Is that better? We're back? Maybe? Hold on. My camera just fell asleep. Maybe? Nope. I forgot to hit it during the game. All right, we're back. I'm back. All right, we are back. It is live tonight, people. It's crazy. Technology does amazing, amazing things, and then it just does incredibly, incredibly stupid things when the exact moment that you don't want it to work. So, we are back. We are live, and this is very, very live. Tonight, one of the things we're going to do last, not the last thing, but one of the last things, is I am going to show you all of the trick shot submission videos that we got. There were some that I got this afternoon, which I'll tell you about in a second, that I was not able to insert into the videos. So I'll show these to you, and then I will reveal which one wins. Apparently you couldn't hear that because my audio was muted. Phenomenal. Let's try that again. The winner is Brock Jackson. Brock sent me a whole bunch of videos. I don't know how long it took him to make those, but he did a great job. It was one that was both difficult and challenging. So congratulations, Brock. Brock also made a second trick shot challenge video that I wasn't able to get in tonight. So make sure that you head over to his YouTube channel at some time later tonight or tomorrow. His YouTube channel, I believe, is The How. If he's in the chat, he can put a link to it, and you can go check out some of his other trick shots later. Also, Brock, for winning, we are going to dash you some food to your door. So please do two things. Let us know when you want food, whether it's lunch tomorrow or lunch on Saturday, and then tell us what fast food restaurant you want the food from and what meal you want. Only from a fast food place and one meal, Brock, okay? So make sure that you let us know that in the chat, or text me or message me, however you want to get that to us. So congratulations, Brock, and great job, everybody. There were some super creative ones in there, and then at the end, Caleb Ryan just showing off some of his golf skills. All right, guys, we are going to work on ending tonight. Sorry about Kahoot again. There's a delay between the live, what I actually say, and how it shows up on YouTube, and I didn't realize how drastically that would affect you guys being able to answer. I thought all the questions were a minute, not 30 seconds. So we're going to get that right. Third time will be a charm for Kahoot, and getting that to work the way that we wanted to. But how we're going to end tonight is I'm going to bring Julie over here in just a second. And because we obviously didn't have a winner for Kahoot, what I need you guys to do is I simply just need you to comment in the chat and just tell us one thing that you love about your mom. One thing that you love about your mom, comment in the chat. And then we will come back later, after maybe tonight, probably tomorrow, put you guys in a drawing and let you know who will win our prize pack for the night. So in the chat, share one thing, just one, that you love about your moms, and then we will make that drawing later. But Julie is going to come. You gonna stay there? Or you gonna come up? Stay there? Okay, you're gonna stay here. Julie's gonna stay over there. She's gonna stay off camera, and we are gonna do our last segment called Versus. And how this segment is going to work is that Julie is going to try and guess options from our this or that poll that we put on Instagram last weekend now. And so if Julie gets the majority correct, then the winner of our drawing will win our prize pack. If Julie does not get the majority correct, then I have to spin the Wheel of Doom. And we all know that the Wheel of Doom is very full of doom, and I do not want that to... So I'm rooting for Julie too. I know you're rooting for Julie, and I'm rooting for Julie. So I'm going to put the screen up here. Oops, wrong button. My bad. Wrong button. All right, here we go. So Julie, we played this or that, and this is this or that biggest fears edition. Alrighty. So there are, I think there's 6 here, and if you get half of them, we'll have to decide what we're gonna do. Okay. But your goal is 4. Okay, your goal is gonna be 4, and I am going to share with you different things, and you're gonna have to choose what the teens what you think the teens chose that they are more afraid of. Okay. Okay. So the first one is snakes or spiders. Are teens more afraid of snakes, or are they more afraid of spiders? Which do you think?
I'm gonna vote for snakes.
Julie thinks the teens are more afraid of snakes, and this one was really, really close, and it is 51% snakes.
Yes!
51% to 49%. Snakes won. And I am with you on that because any kind of snake I'm afraid of. A spider can be small and you can just squish it or just shoo it out the door. But, okay. So Julie's 1 for 1. All right.
Ooh.
The second one is bats and mice. Now, we don't come across these every day, but maybe Julie can tell you later her encounter with a bat in our living room, no less. Over, I forget when that was, in the fall-ish. I think it was, August, September back. That's a while ago now.
Yeah, it was almost a year ago.
Yeah, it was, man, it's crazy. Time flies. But, Julie, which do you think the teens are more afraid of, bats or mice?
I'm gonna say bats.
She's going to say bats. And the teens said 62% bats.
Yes.
Here we go. She is on a roll. So she's already 2 for 2. If you haven't gotten your one thing that you love about your mom in the chat, please do it so that we can come back and we can draw the winner. Because I think there's definitely going to be a winner. All right. Now the next one has to do with technology. And that is, would teens rather have no phone or no Wi-Fi? I know you had some interesting views on this one at the moment. You don't have to write them down. We'll take care of them later.
Okay.
But I should be able to see them all
Okay.
later, so we don't have to write them down yet. So, would teens rather not have a phone or not have Wi-Fi? Would teens rather not have a phone or not have Wi-Fi? This one was also very, very close.
See, but this one's hard because, like, if you have a phone but no Wi-Fi, then all you can do is, like, call people. I guess you can text. But
Yeah.
if you don't have any Wi-Fi but no phone, then you can't really do anything unless you have a computer.
Yeah, So
Hard.
so you need, that makes sense.
They
That makes
go
sense.
together.
They do go very well, very
Um,
good together. So,
I'm gonna say that they said that they would be more afraid not to have Wi-Fi.
okay, that they would not to have Wi-Fi, and yet again, she is on a roll and got that right. 56% of you on Instagram said you would rather have no Wi-Fi, which I voted for. So all of you who said no Wi-Fi, you're correct. Alrighty. So she's already got 3, so she only needs 1 more. All right, she's on a roll. She is 3 for 3. All right, now we're getting some other typical ones. All right, so we've got darkness and heights. Again, all of these were really, really close. So this one is close again. Are teens more afraid of darkness or are they more afraid of heights?
Darkness or heights? I'm gonna say darkness.
And darkness is correct.
Woohoo!
Darkness is correct.
But I'm definitely
50
way more afraid of heights.
56% said darkness. And I'm with you on darkness because I am perfectly happy on heights. On heights. I was just about to say something else, but realized that would not be something helpful to say. So, yep, I'm good with heights, not so great with darkness. Even if I've got a flashlight, I'm a wimp. All right, so whoever draws is going to win. So I'm safe from the Wheel of Doom.
Man,
But just
I
for
should lose on purpose just so you have to do the Wheel of Doom.
Well, that's not nice. So, all right, she already win, but we're going to just keep going for fun, see if she can get them all right, okay?
Okay.
She's on a roll. All right, the next one is, no, I just jinxed her. Public
yeah.
speaking or tight spaces. Public speaking or tight spaces. Now, this is hard
This is hard.
because I'm not sure how, hopefully not too many of us are in tight spaces often. And, we try and avoid public speaking these days. We all, obviously, we're social distancing right now. But, everything's through text. So we like to, so there's that too.
Right.
So it's pretty difficult.
I feel like, oh, this is hard. I think they would say tight spaces because with public speaking they can at least practice and gain some control over that, but tight spaces they can't do anything about that. so they would be more scared because they have less control.
Very rational thinking. I'm not sure they were thinking that, but let's see what the answer is. And the answer was tight spaces by 57% to 43%. Now, obviously, I had to vote for tight spaces because, well, me, public speaking, I can't be afraid of that. Got to put on a good face. I mean, I guess I can be afraid of that, but I gotta kick that real quick. So yeah, tight spaces just don't work well for me. All right, so she's 5 for 5, everybody. Can she go 6 for 6? The last one, and probably the other closest one from the first one is clowns or dentists. Clowns or dentists.
Oh, goodness.
I know. Neither of them are good. That's why it's a this or that. So, clowns or dentists. Julie knows which one that I would not want to deal with. But tell us.
We have the opposite.
Yes, and we have the opposite. I would stray as far from dentists as I possibly can. I apologize if any of you want to be dentists or know some amazing dentists. There are amazing dentists out there, but I just can't do the dentist. And so Julie, I don't know why I said naturally, but the other one, Julie, does not like clowns. Okay, so which one do you think the teens would choose?
I feel like they encounter dentists more often than they encounter clowns. So I feel like they would be more afraid of the dentists because they're probably not going to see clowns as often. I don't know.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, let's see the answer. Oh, she was doing so well. You guys said clowns.
Oh no, I got
over dentists. You'd rather see clowns more than you would see dentists. But it was 53% to 47%. So, I'm sorry for the people who have clown issues, but I just can't. The dentist just makes my skin, do whatever my skin shouldn't do and make me feel all strange. So, guys, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Again, sorry about Kahoot. I promise we'll fix Kahoot. I promise we'll get it settled for next time. Also, guys, make sure that you check out our new Sunday school curriculum. It is up on YouTube as well as our church gatherings page on our church's website. We're going to be going through the book of Ephesians over the next 6 weeks. Ephesians has 6 chapters, so we're going to do 1 chapter each week. Chapter 1 is already uploaded on YouTube and Vimeo. Your parent should have a link to that email, so make sure that you go check that video out. Episode Ephesians 2 will be available this weekend, and I will make sure that I upload that to YouTube and send out a link. And it's also, if you're on Instagram, it's in our Instagram profile link as well, so make sure you check out and follow along for that study in the book of Ephesians. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. Also, we're putting some starting touches on our summer study. We're working on a summer study for you guys. It's super unique. We hope that we'll be able to gather at some point in the summer and actually do it together. But if not, we'll make sure that we get you everything that you'll need for it. So we're excited about that study, and we thank you again for joining us tonight. We will spin the wheel and draw those names who put what they love about their mom in the chat, and we will let you know about that tomorrow. At some point tomorrow, we will let you know and drop a prize pack off at your door very socially distantly. And Brock, make sure, did Brock send his stuff in? Did Brock let us know in the chat? Julie? Did Brock let us know in the chat?
No.
No. Brock, if you want your prize, if you want your food, let us know. Send us a message. Text me. Send me a message. Do something in the chat so that we know what food to get you and when to get it to you so that you can not be hungry at all this weekend and you can be satisfied. Guys, thanks for joining us tonight. We hope you have a great rest of your week and you have a great weekend. Make sure you join us online at 10:30 for our live Sunday service. That's going to be a special Mother's Day celebration. Make sure you take care of your mothers out there this weekend. Do something amazing for them and celebrate them, and make sure you first and foremost thank them for everything that they do for you. Thanks everybody. Have a great night.